Alright, hello YouTube. Welcome back to some more from the depths. You join us back in the campaign. Where we're sort of chugging along, taking territory, really. We're just sort of gradually sweeping across Austria-Hungary's territory. Approaching, I guess, the Campi Flegrei super volcano.
Listening. Moving out.
No, not to full height, because otherwise you'll fly way out of your range to actually recover. Let's get that light fighter repaired, because that really shouldn't have been lost in the first place. That was lost to a game being a little bit on the unfair side towards being like out of combat, basically. Oh wait, no, we've got to be a bit careful because there's enemies around that particular area, but we will head out towards it. What was it? The first air wing? Oh, fighter and 2 fighters and a bomber. Okay, fighter there.
Listening. Moving out. Listening. Moving out. Listening.
Light bomber wing can go up to there.
Moving out.
Medium bomber wing is physically taking stuff, but they'll come down to the south once they're done that. Got 2 areas there that are just empty. Why does nobody own those? We might shortly, but it's interesting though no one owns that apparently. But yeah, we haven't seen that many of their ships for a little while. Can we capture that volcano? We might have to do that from the air. Let's have the fleet push in a little bit more and see if we can work out what's going on over there. A little bit surprised there's nothing obviously there at the moment. Wait, how many resources do we have back at base now? Should be doing fairly well, right? 77,000. That's not too bad. I thought it'd be more than that. But it might be because this guy hasn't finished his run yet.
Receiving.
Are you actually set correctly? Cargo. Yeah, should be. Maybe even send some of the planes up there to see what's going on. But yeah, again, like in the first campaign though, I noticed we've ended up with aircraft doing the majority of the work. It seems to be a running theme because the ships are just so slow on the surface. Like, don't get me wrong, the surface fleet's reasonably powerful. I think it is actually not a bad little combat unit between them, the 4 or so of them, but yeah, 4 because of that one PT boat missing that I squashed. I feel really bad about that. And by squashed, I mean I accidentally backed a cruiser over them. Not ideal.
Listening.
In fact, you divert up to there and see if you can work out what's going on.
Moving out.
It's not really meant to go that high, but I guess we could use that to... No, we shouldn't cheat like that. We could
out.
use that to get an idea of what's going on, but we probably shouldn't do that. Scout plane might not be a bad idea, though. Sort of like a modified light fighter with a, maybe like beef up the engine and replace the guns with a, oh boy, with a radar dish. We've got the SMS Zenta and the Herzog Karl. One thing I'm immediately noting is that the Herzog Karl is the biggest ship we've seen them use, so, well, at least the most expensive, so I'm going to get help. Tsar, which doesn't look like it's very big at all. Tsar is tiny, the Herzog is big, the Zenta is medium. Okay. Yeah, we're going to want the medium bomber wing. Not yet, but we're going to. Is the light bomber wing there? Can we bring them in to help?
Listening.
First air wing is there. Yeah, we'll bring them in as well.
Moving out.
Everyone we can get. We've actually got to go around the volcano. We're going to have a good bit of air support on this one, which we might need because I'm a little worried about that. About that there. As a hog, or whatever it is. Oh! Uh-oh. Okay. So, we have a problem here. We want to keep fighting them. That's going to cost us more commodities than we have, and we can't do that. So we can't just keep fighting Hungary. Which is not ideal. That's really what we want to be doing, pick them apart one by one. We can also start a fight with the Imperial Japanese Navy. We know how fighting the Imperial Japanese Navy has been going in testing. Even the destroyer we've been using, which is supposedly not a great destroyer in real life, has been a little bit scary. We can... It's KUK, isn't it? We can join, I think, the Royal Navy and fight the German... Is it the Germans? Which is the KMS? Kriegsmarine? Yeah. I think fight the Germans and Austro-Hungary, but we don't get very much for it, comparatively. And that might mean we end up facing something like a Bismarck, which is obviously very bad news. We can turn on... We can give the Austro-Hungarians a big old break for almost 1 million, which is a lot of commodities, but then we have to turn on Great Britain, who also, as far as I'm aware, have pretty good ships. It is the Royal Navy. They're not feeble. Assuming that is indeed the... Yeah, British Empire. We can join the Royal Navy, keep fighting against them, and also... HMS... No, join the... Wait, no, what's his RN? Is that Russian Navy? We can join whoever the RN is, and fight the British and the thingy for a bit more resources. What have we got? Join... The two we're fighting against everyone else. Yeah. Oh my god, that's the worst one. Join the Germans in fighting everything for 3,000 commodities. Yeah. Get out of here with that offer. Join those two against 2 other factions. Okay, so here's the thing. I'd like to keep squashing the faction we're already clearly beating and clean things up over there. But... Nearly 1 million commodities is a lot. That's like, what, 4 cruisers at our current going rate? Or like a cruiser and a bunch of destroyer escorts. We could have a second main fleet up and running. Not to mention some change for future fights. We'd have to turn on the stronger thing, but that would also mean all the territory we've already got is secured, and we can safely run supply routes in and out because they're allied. They won't be considering attacking us. Or we keep fighting them, but we then have to deal with Japan coming from the other side. And Japan is one of the ones I'm kind of scared of, because Japan likes sending Yamato, and we don't have a great answer to that, because the Yamato has a lot of anti-air. Like, a lot. I think some of the most ever put on a battleship. And some very nasty main guns and presumably crazy thick armor. So, if we do that, we can keep fighting who we're currently fighting, which is great. We do get a pretty good set of resources. We'd have enough to build some ships to point in the other direction and start fighting off Japan. We could potentially try for a bit of a stall game against them and try and overrun who we're currently fighting quickly. We could join, and it loathes me to do this, being British myself, we could join against the British, secure the supply lines we've already got, have all the ships still to just quickly send them across, and get a ton of resources, which could fuel into some ships, but I don't know, I kind of want to... I don't like leaving one fight unfinished, because that gives them time to recover, although they would be in a bad spot still, because we have smashed them up quite a bit, we have boxed them in. And probably by the time we came back to fighting them, would be very easily able to squash them, assuming we're not left in a... but that depends on if we're left in a really bad state after finding the British. That's a hard one, man. I think either way, I really do feel like I'd prefer to be fighting one force at once, because fighting the Onyx Watch and the Twin Guard was not fun. In the main From the Depths campaign, that was a bit of a trick. I believe we actually took some of our biggest beatings around that time. Okay, Austro-Hungary. You know what? You're paying very well. We're going to go fight the British. Relationship improved. It's not good, but... Leaders of one of the largest empires in all history have finally taken notice of the upstart newcomer that claims to be liberator of the Archaeans. Deciding that you're a threat to the Empire, the Prime Minister has ordered that all territory... Whoever the Prime Minister is, we've had 3 in the last 3 months. Has ordered that all territories under Archaean control must be conquered and the Archaean remnant must be dissolved into the Empire. Okay. So, lore-wise, I'm going to consider this as, yeah, paused, right?
Receiving. Receiving.
Okay, let's go before we cause an international incident. I assume they won't actually fight us, although they might be about to just break it and fight us anyway, in which case, great, but at least we've got the resources.
Moving out. Listening.
Let's get everyone to re-rendezvous over here, or maybe even build a transport specifically to fuel these guys.
Moving out.
You can continue up there to take those 2 empty squares, because no one owns those, apparently.
Listening.
Yeah, let's everyone rendezvous over here. We'll try and get some supplies out to them. But yeah, I'm gonna word this as the Austro-Hungarians eventually surrendered. By surrendered, I mean brokered a peace deal, because of course they attacked us first. Remember? So I'm gonna say what happened was that we fought back fiercely enough that they went, "This is a bad idea." Like we were doing okay early on, but their technology has advanced too quickly for us. We need to end this. They paid us a decent amount of money to do it, and we decided, you know what? Yeah, that is enough. But then the British have gone, oh, shoot, like, they're a real threat. We need to fight them. And that's how we got here. 11-10. Are they about to just try to take our territory anyway? This is 11-10. Question mark, question mark. Come on. Where would 11-10 be? It's 10 here. Where's 11? Up to there. I think they're going to about there. I think they actually are assisting us. It's good. Their ships have been saved from destruction. Ah, we do have a salvager there that has not currently got a supply ship assigned to it. Because it's a longer haul, we'll give it its own ship. We need a new steam transport. In other words, to do the long haul trip to that area. Steam transport. We can afford many of them, apparently. Oh yeah, of course, because we've got a million commodities now. Now, of course, a million commodities is rather a lot. You could build some big ships with that. You could build some battleships with that. So we might be doing a build episode soon, constructing our first actual battleship class vessel for the this campaign. I think that might be prudent because the British should have some. They'll presumably have. I have looked at their ship roster. What would we see? It'd be things like Hood, King George, Rodney. God, what else do they have for battleships? I can't think off the top of my head, but I suspect they will probably have some. Don't believe any faction has carriers at present. So I don't think we have to worry about those, but so you will be going from
moving out
there to
moving out
here.
Moving out.
Oh.
Moving out.
So hang on.
Moving out.
Go from. Go to there.
Moving out.
Go to there. I think I need to right click on that one, don't I?
Moving out.
Circle. Hooray, I believe that is now a loop. Yep. I guess that's what that little circle icon means. It means they're doing that as a loop. Oh shoot, are you fueled? Give it 10k to make sure it's got the fuel to get there and back.
Receiving.
Is this guy fueling them up with stuff he shouldn't be, but...
Receiving.
That one's okay. It might end up getting stuck, but...
Receiving.
Okay, we'll give you 10k. I don't know. I might have screwed that up, but... I know what we do need. Because we don't have it yet. We need a radar system of some sort. We could use the balloons we were using the other campaign, to be fair. I don't know whether that's very... Well, it's not realistic, but... given we don't have a radar station blueprint yet... Actually, do we still have the two that were near our... I'll pull that for now, and I might put that back in. We still have a radar station design, right? Do we have that saved? We do. Okay. What I think we'll do... All that. That salvager... We'll upgrade it with some construction equipment, and we'll take manual control, and we'll sail it over to the island and install one. Use it as a bit of a construction ship. No. Tentacles. Right, AI off. Let's move it up to the thing, and then we'll do a load vehicle. Load stock radar station, and we'll...
Receiving.
I think we can do a pull, right, as long as we tell it to go up to there.
Moving now. Receiving. Moving now.
Hang on.
You're in control.
Control mode.
Receiving.
Go to
Moving
there.
now. Receiving. Moving now. Moving now. Moving now.
Okay, well, it is repairing it, so that's something. Downside is it has spawned it in the water, but we take what we can get. Now, I'm not noticing any immediate attack for the British, which makes me wonder either if A, they're not taking it seriously, or B, they don't have any fleets in the area to attack us, really. See... Well, we have a radar station there now. It's not a great field of view, but it is better than the none that we had. Which should give us a little bit of warning, at least. We need a better radar system than that, though, at some point. It's coming in. The first air wing, the light fighters, the surface fleet is going to be a while, I assume. Yep. Let's get a... Let's get a squad consisting of a destroyer and a cruiser up and running. It should be a lot faster than the rest of our fleet ships. I'll go... No vehicle. Both a destroyer and a cruiser. I said those the wrong way around, but you get the idea.
Receiving.
Should be enough by the time you count the resources it already has.
Receiving.
Cruiser and destroyer are being assembled. This will be the third surface fleet.
Receiving.
So the cruiser is definitely not 15 meters a second, and I see it gets faster the more complete it gets. Now, I do know that the cruiser is tremendously faster than the destroyer, but it can be anyway. I think it was up to 60, but this seems to think it's about the same. Maybe that was one that got its speed thrown out a little bit by being flung into the air or something. It happens. Right. Keep these things filled up, please.
Receiving.
Let's get you guys out there. Let's see what we're working with. It's this territory. It's a big area of territory to have a look at.
Listening. Moving out.
First air wing, you can lead the way into their territory.
Moving out. Listening.
I have the medium bombers on
Moving out.
station
Listening.
and the some of the other fighters from that
Moving
island.
out. Listening.
We may well be seeing
Moving out.
Spitfires and things as well, I suppose, considering it's Britain. Yeah, we what Spitfires, Hurricanes. I don't believe there's any big stuff like Lancasters, but maybe Meteor bombers, or Sunderlands, maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't think the campaign usually. I don't believe it has any bombers that big, really, but you never know.
Listening.
And you guys can have a couple thousand, they're not expensive. Oh, we found something.
Listening.
What have we got? Mining rig. Right, let's knock that out. We'll grab that immediately. Oh, this is the bit of territory they took from us. The annoying bit. Right, we'll have that back. Yeah, I remember this one. This is the one that we by all rights should have had, but they got the capture on it, despite the fact we literally got there first, and I thought that was the only thing it counted. Don't know why I gave it to them. Their mining rig's different. It's bigger. Wow, that is a lot bigger. In fact, this also looks to be a surface building. They appear to have just plonked it in the ocean. That's interesting, but okay. You do you guys. What do I know? I only am British. I don't remember us having the technology to put surface buildings in the ocean, but I could have missed something. You guys are about to smash right into it, aren't you? You can stay there. Think about what you've done. Okay. Tell you what.
Listening.
Spawn me in one of those planes.
Listening.
Not so I can correct it, but so that I can, Oh. Okay. Not off. No, yeah. Keep going. We're going to try and capture it. Quickly, assuming we can find out where you do that from. Yeah, nothing in there. More than one of these? No, it's just one of those. Oh, no, don't shoot these. These are full of nice, juicy resources. In fact, it's firing off. Hold your fire, we can capture this. I assume we get the resources that come with it. Hey. Excellent. Did it have resources in it?
Receiving.
No, it was just destroyed. What? Why? Captured it. Okay, alright, whatever. Scrap it then. Right, we need to salvage it.
Receiving.
I think if we just do load vehicle, we zoom right into where we want it. It will... Oh. Build menu, right? Oh, hearts. Favorite vehicles. Hang on. Save campaign. We'll do that, and then we could hopefully set all our designs up to be loadable on the map. That might be quicker than going into the menu each time, so... Load vehicles. Let's go... What do we... Well, we'll just put them all. It's fine. We'll put them all. We don't really use the Fluido class, but we probably should. We don't really have any submarines at the moment. Right. If the British start using them, we'll get some in. Right. Oh, they're all uncategorized, apparently. Where do we want them up here, don't we? Salvager.
Receiving.
Alright, that probably will save us some time, actually. Right, you.
Receiving.
Out to the new location, please.
Moving now. Listening.
Yeah, capture from
Moving out.
there, if you could.
Moving out.
That should make sure we get a resource. I've got to not forget that their AI is told not to fire at the moment. Surface fleet is making their way over, but it's going to take them a little while. The Erzog was approaching. We never did get to fight that. I don't think, did we? So we still don't know what that is. Maybe the British will knock it out for us. I'm going to guess that's their equivalent of a proper flagship, but I don't know enough about Austro-Hungary to tell you anything about what one of those actually is.
Listening.
Let's have the...
Moving out. Listening.
Send in the bombers to catch territory, since the British don't seem to be reacting at all at the moment.
Listening.
I'd actually, if anything, like to provoke a reaction out of them so we can see what their stuff's like.
Moving out.
I know a bit about their ships in theory. So I know a little bit about British ships, but A, I do only mean a little, and B, I don't know which ones they're going to have, so... Or quite how they'll be represented in the game, because obviously the real-world reputation and abilities of the ships doesn't really necessarily carry over.
Receiving. Listening.
See the Akazuki being quite a nasty little ship for a lot of our testing, but a not particularly great ship in real life, I believe. I guess we need another transport running out from that.
Receiving.
Surface fleet, you guys can move down to
Moving
here.
now.
I think you're getting close. Austria-Hungary, you're going to be late. Maybe this is why they wanted to attack Britain. Maybe they think maybe they know something we don't, and they know Britain is weak. I'm assuming they don't. I guess it's just completely random, but based on the some mechanic that I can't see. But
Moving now.
looks like two surface fleets going to meet up, which is fine. I'll have them push inwards because they're the slowest, so I want them at the centre of everything in case they needed to react quickly. Yeah, I wonder if Britain's suffering from being a bit large and therefore a bit sluggish, like they can't necessarily split to catch territory too quickly.
Listening.
You go to there.
Receiving.
First surface fleet can go straight down to
Moving now.
there. That's probably a good way to do it.
Listening.
You guys can capture that
Moving
one.
out. Moving
Sensible altitude. You guys can preemptively head down to there.
out. Moving out. Listening. Moving out.
But considering me a faction now that's big enough for them to take notice of me, they really aren't... Well, I assume there is some stuff on the way, but they really don't seem to be in a hurry to send anything. I assume if they'd wanted planes over here, they could have had them here by now, but...
Moving out. Listening. Moving out.
Maybe they'll stop for tea. Weather sounds appropriately bad. Extremely high-speed thunderstorm in the background there. Oh, we have something. Save the campaign time. Oh boy, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions approaching. Right, how bad is it? Nelson. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure Nelson is a battleship. Okay. It is an 800,000 battleship. Oh boy. Let's deploy our new bombers against it and get an idea of how bad this is. If this is as bad as I think it is, we're going to need a battleship real sharpish, or at least something with battleship-grade guns. Then we may have to do a budget battleship on like a 600,000 budget. I think that seems a sensible amount to have for this. Oh boy, okay. Well, I was hoping to see them. And I guess, fair enough, they have reacted and they have done... they're not giving me any slack, should we say. They are taking me seriously. Right. How bad is this? How is its AA, for that matter? I'm seeing gunfire immediately, like the second they load in. Right. What are we looking at for HMS Nelson? Oh, it's this one with the weird frontal turret loadout. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's all front-loaded. Looks like we've got twin heavy anti-air or maybe secondary guns. Tuple pom-pom. Multiple guns on the superstructure. Many sorts. Lifeboats, lots of smaller anti-air there. Some more medium. More medium. Oh my god, the turrets are covered in anti-air as well. Turrets on turrets. That one's got on pom-pom. There's some very nice paused explosions there. Oh, would you look at that? They built their own version of those pre-built chain setups we've got. That's kind of nice looking. Okay. Are we about to just be shot down by battleship guns. No, we did dodge that. Okay, that's good. We might be able to close the gap, potentially. Oh, that hit us bad. That took a wing off. Although it may have balanced out by hitting the other wing almost immediately afterwards. Well, I will give our bomber some credit. It took 3 battleship rounds to finish it, and it is still flying, and the other one is about to drop bombs. Come on, if you can destroy a turret, you might actually seriously hurt that thing. Its turrets are very tightly stacked for the size of them. Oh, I think we're going to hit the rear. Okay, to be fair, that's not a bad hit, actually, because that has probably crippled its, I was going to say crippled its rear AA. I'm actually not sure about that, but it, I think, has hurt it a little bit.
Listening.
Put ourselves aboard the one that's still active to repair it a little bit. Bombs coming in. I think it's going to shoot us down, but we might potentially get another run off, actually. We did, but a load of them got shot down by flak. That sucks. Yeah, that's the downside of having one plane. They focus all their flak on it, and they're actually hitting it enough that it just destroys the bombs the moment they drop. Oh, we just deleted one of their gun turrets, though. Were they simple weapons, then? I thought those would explode, but it did not. I guess those are simple weapons. Oh! Okay, good run. You know, I think we might actually hurt this thing quite badly. This bombing run. But look at that, even the deck armor's thick. Yeah, I got a full layer of metal underneath the reinforced deck. How thick is their side armor on this thing? Let's get a look at how bad this is. So 1 layer of heavy armor, 2, 3. So it's basically 4 thick, but 1 of them is heavy armor. Yeah, so that's pretty hefty, and I think our bomber is dead. We'll see if we can't get another set of bombs off and just holding down the manual fire at the turret. Can you drop some bombs against that thing before you go out? Or can you fall on it even? Potentially do some damage. I think she might be about to kamikaze. It is dying. That did kill it, unsurprisingly. How did we do? That, it wasn't amazing. But, I think for the price of our bombers, that was alright damage. We've wrecked their superstructure. Not that means much, because the texture systems are the thing, but... yeah, that wasn't a bad run. But, I think that calls for Battleship, because we don't have one at all. And that's a big fella. We also don't have any more medium bombers, so we're going to have to build some new ones, and we're probably going to need more than that to stand a chance of hunting that. So yeah, I think next episode, we might need to start on some battleship construction, because I don't think what we have at the moment is going to be enough against that, and if they've got one, they might have more than one. So yeah, some work to be done, but I think even a small, like I say, pocket battleship with bomber escort, maybe 4 medium bombers at least, I think we might stand a chance. However, that is the time we have for today. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.